Covering 20 square kilometers of the Peruvian coast, Chan Chan is a sprawling, ancient metropolis built entirely out of mud. At its peak, this maze of adobe walls and plazas supported 40,000 people, yet it sits in a hyper-arid desert that receives less than 1/10 of an inch of rain per year. The Chimú civilization survived here by mastering the hidden geography beneath the sand. The Moche Valley's topography naturally slopes down from the snow-capped Andes Mountains toward the Pacific Ocean. This mountain runoff travels invisibly beneath the baking desert surface in a layer called the phreatic zone, or groundwater table. Chan Chan's founders deliberately built their city exactly where this subterranean water table was closest to the surface. Their initial solution was the Wachaques, or sunken gardens, massive rectangular trenches dug deep into the desert floor until they reached the damp soil of the water table. This macro-level diagram demonstrates the physics of capillary action. The porous dirt acts like a sponge, wicking the water molecules naturally upward through microscopic channels to hydrate the roots of the plants. By engineering from the bottom up, they grew vast fields of crops and reeds without the surface irrigation that would instantly evaporate in the desert heat. But around 1000 AD, a severe mega-drought struck the Andes, coinciding with violent tectonic uplift that shifted the Earth's crust. As the land rose, the phreatic groundwater table plummeted out of reach, instantly drying out the Wachaques and the royal wells. The Chimú were facing total starvation unless they could find a way to circumvent the regional drop in groundwater. Their answer was the La Cumbre Canal, a 75-kilometer transmission line built to siphon water from the distant Chicama River across rocky, mountainous terrain. This blueprint shows their extreme precision. They calculated a 0.26% slope so water wouldn't pool or erode the walls. Zooming in, they dynamically shifted the canal's cross-section from wide trapezoids to deep half-hexagons, maintaining stable flow across changing terrain. Their ability to maintain critical flow rates over 50 miles of desert demonstrates a sophisticated, practical grasp of fluid dynamics. But they didn't pipe this hard-won water directly into the city. They deliberately dumped it into the porous desert sand outside the walls. This side profile view reveals why. Through a process called artificial aquifer recharge, the massive surface seepage traveled downward to combine with the depleted water table, physically pushing the water level back up into the city's wells. In doing so, they resurrected the dead aquifer, creating a closed artificial water cycle to sustain the entire metropolis. Looking at the towering scale and narrow passageways in this photograph, it is clear that access to this newly recharged water was fiercely restricted. The largest wells and gardens were walled inside massive elite citadels, physically separating the ruling class from the commoners. Chimú mythology taught that the elite were created from a golden egg, entirely separate from the copper of the masses. Inside, this hierarchy was reinforced by stone-lined wells that remained hydrated while others went dry. By placing the city's primary water sources behind fortified palace walls, the kings turned infrastructure into an instrument of governance. Ultimately, the Inca military conquered the empire in 1470 AD, defeating a civilization that engineering alone couldn't protect. Today, Chan Chan is slowly melting back into the earth, heavily damaged by the torrential rains of modern, climate change-fueled El Niño storms. A metropolis built for a world with no rain is now being slowly dissolved by a climate it wasn't engineered to survive. Dive deeper into the hidden secrets that shape our reality. Click the subscribe button, activate the bell, and see you in the next scientific investigation, only on TEMBODocs.